Hey, family, it's Pastor Russ. Welcome to Barbershop Talk. We have a very special episode today with none other than the man, the myth, the legend, our own friend and brother, Pastor David Jacques. He's a father, he's a husband, he's a man of God, he's an entrepreneur, he's a pastor. He wears so many hats, and we're so glad to have him with us today. But not only today, at our men's conference this year, the I'm Him Men's Conference. You need to go ahead and register. Even before we have our conversation today, I want you to go to imhim.tv. That's imhim.tv and get registered today. Register your husbands, your fathers, your brothers, even your enemies. I promise you by the end of this conference, they may even be your friends. But hey, we're going to jump into a great conversation today with our friend, our brother, Pastor David Jacques. Come on, how you doing today, my brother?
Man, I am good. Happy to be with you. I'm Him is cold-blooded.
Come on, man.
We have a men's conference, and I said we can't even use it because Russ already got the name. It's cold-blooded.
Well, I'm thankful to our team, and our team has a great theme, but even more than that, there's some great men of God who are going to come and share with our brothers and teach them how to be who God called them to be in different areas.
Yeah.
Now, one area in particular that we brought in a specialist, we brought in the guy, the man, I'm Him in this area, is in the area of I'm Him, the provider. How important is money, Pastor Jacques?
Yeah, money is a critical tool. Money gives you options, and money gives you margin.
Well, say those two things again.
Yeah, money gives you options, and it also gives you margin.
Well, most people watching may not even know what either one of those is.
Yeah.
Can you go on and share that with us?
So money gives you the option of saying, I want to go to this restaurant. I don't feel like going to this restaurant. I'm going to that restaurant without having to check if you can do it.
Oh, man.
Right? So like if I have a palate for this level of food today, I'm not concerned about do I have the capacity to do it.
Oh, that's good.
Right? And then money gives me margin. The reason why people can't take breaks is because they have no margin. So there was a question that was asked, how long could you survive without any income coming in?
Ooh, most people say the end of the day.
Right, right. And so that's not it is to stir you to say like, what do I need to do to position myself to be in a better space so that I can have margin to do the things that I always wanted to do, that I can go to places I've always wanted to go, and be able to mentally get a sense of reprieve.
Okay.
Right? So those are the two things that I believe money provides for the individual.
Options and margin. So let me ask you this. So, Pastor Jacques, we're not supposed to be just working to pay bills?
No, I think you're supposed to be working to pay bills, but you're also supposed to have your money working for you, and you're just as you are an employee, your money should become an employee for you.
Oh, that's so good, because I often tell people money is a wonderful slave but a terrible master.
Very much so.
And you just said something that most people have no idea, that money is supposed to work for you. How did you get to the place where you know stuff like this? How did you become the expert in this area?
I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I'm pretty well
Well,
versed.
you're not broke. I already know. You're my friend. You're not broke. And so you're not broke.
I had a good dad and a rich mentor who exposed me. And I think when you are exposed, your level of thought changes. And so even if I wasn't able to achieve it on my own, they would ensure that I was in the environment to make sure that that is the way that I think.
Bro, you just gave them so much secret sauce. You said I have a good dad and a rich mentor.
Right.
So let me ask you this. So other men should be allowed to teach me things.
Right. The important thing is other men should be allowed to teach me things, but I also must put myself in proximity.
Ooh, that's good.
Because a lot of people are going to watch and say, well, I don't know anybody that's rich. That's fine, but I need to put myself in proximity to where they are so that I can be discovered.
Why do you think I hang out with you? I'm trying to be in proximity.
Well, that's why I hang out with you, because I know you're the overflow, right?
Come on, keep on talking about it.
It's the proximity, and a lot of times we don't put ourselves in position to be discovered.
Oh, that's
so when you're not in an environment that allows you to become greater, you become the environment that you submit yourself to.
Oh, wait, Pastor John, that's so good, because I think that we become so comfortable in our environments that we feel intimidated when we go in rooms where we don't necessarily qualify for today. And you said something real important. You said go in places where I can be discovered.
Right. Yeah, I think once you get past the reality that whenever you get to a new level, you're going to be at the bottom of the new level. So until you conquer that not being in control in a room, you're never going to be great. Because in every room you're trying to get in, you're going to be at the very base of the room.
That's so good, Pastor, because I like to go into rooms where I'm not near the smartest person.
Right. And someone might be sitting there just like on a practical sense, like, where do I go to find these people?
Come on.
Right? So I'm not advocating smoking cigars. I'm just telling you that's where they go. Right? Let's be clear before y'all crop this clip.
They're going to crop the clip.
Right.
They're going to say, Pastor told me to go smoke cigars.
So those are environments that high-profile, net worth men are. You have golf clubs.
Golf clubs. Country clubs.
You have country clubs. You may not even be in a country club. You may just go golfing. Starbucks.
Absolutely.
The gym, the high-end gym in Windermere, go at 6 and 5 in the morning.
Because they're not there at 12 noon.
They're not there. So you want to be, and the more I see you, the more comfortable I become with you, and the more conversation I can have with you. If you spend all your time on Facebook and not LinkedIn, and you're trying to meet high net worth people, you're not going to find them on Facebook.
You won't be LinkedIn.
You won't be linked.
Come on.
So each platform has an audience and a purpose. You got to discover where your platform is and where your audience is, and you got to know where to go to reach them.
You know, I was one of my mentors. I was talking to him, and he said if I was down to my last $10, I would not go buy a value meal at one of the restaurants. He said I'd take that $10 and I'd go to the highest end hotel or business park and buy me a $10 cup of coffee and sit there, because those are the people I want to be in my future.
Right? They can give you you need one word or one play that will change the trajectory of your future.
Ooh, can you say that one more time?
Yeah, you really need one play. You run the play, it will change the trajectory of your future. But a lot of us don't want to run the play. We want the rewards of the play, but we don't want to run the play, right?
So we want to reap first, but you have to sow first. But I think one of the areas, and this is what I'm hearing, you have to sow enough honor to submit yourself to somebody who knows something that you don't.
Right. From the language of the church is that so honor.
Yeah.
In a
money, come on, be a businessman. Come on, talk to us.
In a practical sense, for an entrepreneur or a person that wants to grow in their profession or whatever, you got to be around the people. You got to be able to articulate your inability to not know.
Ooh.
Right?
So my ignorance can't scare me.
Your ignorance is expensive. Like, ignorance is very expensive.
Oh, that's
and so my thinking is I need to throw my present self at my future self.
Oh, wow.
And so that's
so good. I'm gonna give you credit for it the first and second time.
Take it, bro.
But the third time,
it's yours.
I'm gonna say, listen, I had a thought. You need to throw your present self.
I'm gonna trademark
your future self.
I can come back and reap the.
I might have T-shirts and hats.
Yeah, exactly. I reap the dividends on it. But you got to consider, where do I want to be in the future, and how much income do I need to be that person?
Oh, that's so good.
Right? And once you got that number, okay, so you sit with a financial analyst, advisor, we do it twice a year. Where am I at?
Man, wait, you in 2030 on people.
Yeah.
So you say you sit with
let me tell you how I think.
Come on.
I was just saying to you, I want to buy property overseas because I want to retire overseas and live in the States and go back and forth. So I'm trying to do that now because my future me will be paying the price of the future as opposed to paying for it now.
Oh, that's good.
Letting it rent itself, pay for itself, so that in the future me, it's already been paid down. The principal balance has been paid down by the revenue that I've been receiving by other people staying there.
So it's paid down significantly. So, and I'm churchy, I'm a little bit churchy, but it's paid down significantly. So your present self is paying for your future self, so your future self don't have to pay.
Right. So let me just kind of change the way that we think so we think long term. My son is 16. He's about to be 18. So I'm getting an office in Jacksonville for a tax office, an office here in Central Florida that's going to run, and I'm in school now, just completed my mortgage license, the prep class, now I'm taking the state exam. My goal is to start a mortgage company, a solar company, and taxes all in one, so that by 10 years, it'll have enough name behind it so that when he graduates college in 4 or 5 years, he'll have something to work in.
Oh, that's so good.
So his degree won't be based on who gonna hire me.
It'll be based upon what I can do.
And I ain't passing my church on as an heirloom, because I don't believe a church is an heirloom for our kids.
Come on.
For some it is. For you, you're definitely a pastor. But like my children have not identified that is something they feel called to. So I need to put them in position to where when they graduate, so all summer I've been working on them get a skill. A skill is he plays drums. So that's a revenue stream.
Come on.
My daughter, she loves hair. All summer, I put her in the salon.
Come on.
And she wasn't getting paid. She got paid the first day by a gracious salon that was kind to do it. Monroe's, all jazzed up, was able to do it for her. And what I did for her the days that she wasn't getting paid, I paid her $10. She's like, that's not a lot of money. I said, it's the experience and the exposure.
And see, I think that, and like you said, I think it all begins with exposure.
Absolutely.
Because once your soul, your mind is stretched, you can't go back to what you were before. Like if I were to take your shirt, cool shirt, and I put it on, when you put it back on, it wouldn't be the same.
It won't be the same.
Because you're stretched. And I think you're stretching us, even in this short time that we're talking. I know the people watching, they have been immensely stretched, and you can't go back to being the same. So one thing that you've learned already is you need to put yourself in proximity to people who know something you don't, who are on a higher level than you, so they can bring you up. Now, Pastor Jacques, how important are seminars and things? Because you have something called the Mogul Network, and I know you have a lot of teachings. You can teach us how to buy the building. You can teach us all of these different things. How important is coaching?
Run the play. Like, so my coaching comes from my mentor who's in the coaching space, and we run the play. So the plays that are being given, I paid for a coaching program $7,500.
Come on.
$99 is really not a lot of money.
Not at all.
When you see it as registration as opposed to an investment, language matters, and how I speak to myself matters. So I am investing in myself for the betterment of what I'm doing.
You said it. He said $99 is not a lot of money, but you're looking at it as registration instead of an investment. It's an investment to be in the room, in proximity to brothers like this. And he's not the only one who's going to stretch your soul to the point where you're going to have to be in different rooms. The Bible says you'll know the truth, and the truth will make you free.
Right.
I think that as they learn the truths that you teach and that the other brothers are teaching, it's going to make them free.
Yeah, and it's what it's actually doing is it's shortening your time.
Come on.
So the information and impartation and instruction is making what took someone 10 years, they're able to give it to you in a way that you won't make the mistakes that will cost you 15.
Oh, man.
Right? So coaching gives me speed. So if I want to grow, I need to get speed.
Oh, that's good. I got another question for you. With all of this, how important is credit?
Credit is we know FICO scores and all that, but I want to give it to you in a different way.
Please.
Credit is a testimony of who I am without you meeting me.
Ooh, that's good. Can you say that again?
Yeah,
credit
is a testimony of who I am without you meeting me. Mm-hmm. So when people don't know me, my credit is the testimony of who I am.
Oh, that's so good. So it's telling them if I can be trusted,
or
the degree at which.
Yeah, because a lot of times the only way you're going to scale upward is you're going to have to use your credit, other people's resources, so that you can go. So a lot of us are watching like, well, I ain't got the money. This ain't for me. They're not talking to me. The reality is that I don't have the resources to buy the houses that I needed to buy, but I had the credit.
And so does credit give you access to other people's resources?
It does. Credit says that I am trustworthy enough to pay you back, and if I get in a bind, I'll figure a way to pay you back because I won't let you look bad because you looked out for me.
Oh, that's good. So when someone extends credit to you, they're literally saying, I'm looking out for you.
Yeah, I'm trusting you.
Oh, man. I think that if more people heard it like this, they'd be more conscious of what they borrowed and how they paid it back.
And even just watching this is worth way more than $99 that you're getting. And he's doing this freely because he wants you to be better. He wants all of us to be better. But when you think about it, I would invest in getting a credit repair company.
Oh, that's so good.
Because there are some of us that didn't have the information. So I don't want to just inspire people and be like, God's about to do this, God's about to do this. But like, what are the practical steps? I can invest in getting my credit fixed because I may have not known. Now I'm accountable. I know I'm aware. Now I can fix my credit, get it cleaned up, and then be represented.
Oh, that's good.
In a way that is marketable and trustworthy.
So if this is the first time you're hearing any of this, what will be the first couple of things that you do? Like, let's say I'm a brother and I'm watching and I'm saying, listen, this brother spoke to me so good. Now, what's my first 2 or 3 things that I would do starting today?
First 2 or 3 things. The first thing you need to know is, what's it going to cost me to be who I need to be in 10 years?
What's it going to cost me to be who I need to be in 10
years?
So that means I need to know who I want to be.
Yeah, not when I say who, but I want to be a man of God. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how much do I need to be where I need to be in 10 years?
Oh, that's good.
What does my 401k look like? What does it need to be? Okay, so I didn't invest when I was younger. Okay, well, how much do I need to invest today so that it can be decent in 10 years?
So even if I didn't start early, I can still start?
My famous phrase that I tell my children, our coaches, anyone that we work with, we make short-term sacrifices for long-term dividends.
Oh, can you please say that one more time? I won't steal it, but I will use it.
Yeah, we make short-term sacrifices for long-term dividends. So yes, for a season of 5 years, I'm going to be putting away an extra $150. And you might be saying, well, I ain't got $150. Bet. Go out and Uber once a month.
Oh, my goodness.
Spend your day off Ubering. That's extra income from a vehicle you're already paying for. And then you can create, that's worth $99 right there. We just taught you a free screen. That's run to play. So you created an extra income. Now you're going to throw that money to your future because your future self needs to be cared for more than you caring about your past self.
Oh, Pastor Jacques, you giving them away. You giving too much away.
Yeah, we ready. We're ready to rock on September.
Listen, on September 12th through the 14th, you're going to get this man all to yourself for a little bit, just for a few minutes. And do you see how much you just learned in the last 17 and a half minutes? No, listen, it is so important that our brothers learn these things. Listen, your future self, you're going to be so much better in the future because you're going to register yourself, your son, your husband, your brother, even your enemies for the I'm Him Men's Conference. IMHIM.TV. That's IMHIM.TV, September 12th through the 14th. I'm not going to let them give you any more of this secret sauce, but you're going to come get it, and your life's going to never be the same. You're going to find out who you are in Christ. Thank you for coming and joining us today.
That's my honor, bro. My neighbor down the road. Bro.
Right down the road, and I'm going to make sure I stay in proximity with this brother.
Let's do it.
We'll see you again on the Barbershop Talk. God bless.